Pristine waterfront living an hour north of Newcastle. This is North Arm Cove, a subdivision sold in the 80s as the Great Australian Dream.
Now it's your turn to become a landowner in Port Stephens.
A dream for thousands of ratepayers that was never realised. While the village currently has around 300 homes on urban-zoned blocks, the majority of landowners here can't build, with more than 3,000 blocks zoned non-urban.
Find out about your piece of Port Stephens land.
They don't have the right to even live on their land. There's no dwelling entitlement, so they can't build houses.
Many buying not knowing they could never build.
It's caveat emptor. People buy land and buy property based on their own investigations.
More than 100 years ago, the man who planned Canberra designed a future vision for North Arm Cove, Walter Burley Griffin envisaging it in 1918 as the New York of Australia. But a rezoning decision in the 60s has left it resembling a lost Mayan city, understood to be the largest paper subdivision in New South Wales.
We were surprised that not many people know about this. Is a treasure.
Architect Dejan Simovic stumbled upon the area with his wife in 2014.
We found an interesting pattern of subdivision in this area, and we started looking deeper in what is the story behind it.
He's now leading a group of architects, planners and landowners to bring Walter Burley Griffin's vision to life and put the $1.5 million a year ratepayers are forking out to better use, funding the necessary infrastructure to develop their land.
It is feasible, it's possible to do it. There are ways to do it in an affordable way.
Feasible but complex. There's no permanent water or sewage system throughout the town. And while streets were cleared decades ago, some have since grown over. You can still walk and even drive down many of the access roads put in for the subdivision here today, decades after their creation. But they're far from how they were first imagined when the project was drawn up. Mid-Coast Council now owns most of the non-urban blocks, acquired when owners stopped paying rates.
There is no plans to do any development other than to set them aside for conservation in perpetuity.
Council says setting up the necessary infrastructure would be prohibitively expensive.
The land has a number of constraints in relation to ecology and bushfire. There's also no reticulated water and sewer services there, so we don't believe there's any justification to further reduce the minimum lot size.
It's a long-standing complex planning issue that is going to take a long time to resolve.
The Department of Planning recently instructed Mid-Coast Council to change the zoning to environmental living, but only for 5-hectare blocks.
Which is basically saying, yes, this land is usable for living.
The North Arm Cove Ratepayers Association is calling for sustainable development.
We don't want to clear the land, we want to build within the environment.
Something that could also provide a major solution to the region's crippling housing crisis.
But hope for new generation has to be provided, and I think that this is the opportunity where that can be done.
Lauren Kempe, NBN News.